Well, we're back at it. The Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, the World Championship Barbecue Competition. I don't know how they just keep inviting us back here. I mean, this is kind of crazy.
There's a lot of begging and pleading involved.
Oh, okay. I feel
Please.
like they just send you stuff, John, and they're like, "We want you," but I think it's more like John
Right.
Wears them down.
like
Fine, you can come.
15 text messages and emails a day.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
love it. Hey,
Yes.
It's just
thank
easier
you.
to let us come than to keep saying no.
Yeah,
Right,
Thank you
right.
for your hard work, John.
Persistence
Exactly what it
pays off.
Yeah, it does. But hey, this is an event that we look forward to every year. The Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo World Championship Competition. This is 15 years in the making, and you may notice we're a couple of guys short. No Jan today, no Matt. They had prior stupid work obligations or something. I don't know.
Right. What could be more important than volunteering out here and
It-
recording at
exactly.
the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo
Right.
World Championship of Barbecue?
Exactly. If you're not
Whatever.
out here drinking beer, then I don't know what you're doing with your life.
Right.
And we got Roll too. Like he's manning the camera, so this is pretty badass.
Yeah.
So we just got we got to witness part of the junior cook-off.
Mhm.
The 8-year-old to 13-year-old, I believe, is what the age bracket was. Each of them got to cook a steak. There was a few notable names that you heard in there that I heard and noticed. We had I guess Lucky Charms. We had Breeden's kid in there. Shout out to my buddy Carlos at work. His daughter participated in the cook competition as well. Robert Rocha. I heard, I guess it was his kid that was out there, but a lot of kids out there doing their thing. They won trophies and they got like a badass belt buckle.
I want one of those.
That's pretty cool. And we got an interview coming up in a couple of minutes. We got Jake
Buscemi?
Buscemi. Yeah, I think we're saying that wrong.
Buscemi?
Buscemi.
I don't know.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Division chair for the the World Championship Barbecue Competition. So I thought you're going to add on to that.
Yeah. Alex is here too.
Hey, Alex, say something. No, just kidding. And hey, we have cold beer, so hey, cheers, guys. Back at it.
Gonna be a fun day.
Yeah, and they gave us all access.
Long day.
They gave us all access media passes that just pretty much gets us in every tent, every backstage performance. I mean, it's very graciously.
Get to meet all the artists.
We get to hang out with them. We are going to run into Rich O'Toole a little bit later on. Maybe we can get him on to say a few words to all the listeners and fans, and maybe sing a song. No, I'm just kidding. Like, Rich, where's your guitar? I'm going to need you to sing a cappella right now.
And go.
We did get a nice Star Spangled Banner anthem here at the junior cook-off. That was pretty cool.
I believe she was also a volunteer out here at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo
Yeah.
World Championship Barbecue Cook-Off.
Exactly. So
That's
for the
pretty
people
cool.
that are following along, it's like if you're drinking coffee or energy drink or beer, every time you hear I volunteer for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, you got to take a sip, you got to take a drink. So cheers to that.
Y'all gonna be hammered.
Yes, no.
Or
least
really wired up on coffee.
At least have to pee probably.
And if you're driving, don't do that. That's not good. All right.
All right. Well, let's go find somebody to talk to and get them on here.
I love it. Let's do it.
We are out here, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo World Championship Barbecue Competition, and our awesome host here, Bill Purvis, Chicken Fried Barbecue, allowing us to set up and just kind of crowd up his spot.
Championship Row. This is pretty badass. I mean, yourself and along with these other fine folks over here and have won a competition, grand champion to get here. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got in this position.
Yeah, so I'm Bill Purvis, Chicken Fried Barbecue. I follow you guys, obviously, and we're both kind of, we're all from the same hometown. I was born and raised Houston. I live in Magnolia, so, but I was lucky enough to win San Antonio Rodeo last year, so I had to wait a year till finally get, they have an interchange agreement between San Antonio and Houston, so the winners get to cook each other's events. So Man, I also won Austin Rodeo as well, but they wouldn't let me have 2 spots. So
Yeah. I want double entries.
Yeah. San Antonio actually did give me 2 spots for winning Austin and obviously winning their event, so I get a spot coming back. But Houston said no, so they passed it down to the reserve. So
That's all right, I guess.
No, it's good.
Somebody else a chance out here.
Yeah, but I would have liked to have 2 darts, But.
So wait, you won Austin, you won San Antonio, so is this going to be the...
Yeah, I won Humble Rodeo. I've won Austin, San Antonio. So the 4 big rodeos in Texas, really. This is the only one that I haven't won, and this is my first time to cook it. I have cooked for teams out here. I've cooked a single meat, whether it's a chicken or a rib or brisket, but this is my first time to actually cook under my name. So, man, it's exciting.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
Cool, man.
So.
Yeah. Does your recipe change to different locations,
No.
different competitions? It's
No.
just dialed in. It is what it is.
Man, I approach every cook-off to go in with the least amount of regrets afterwards, because in this sport, and it's brutal. You're not going to win. You're going to lose more than you win.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And you're going to lose probably 7 out of 10 contests. And if you can win 3 out of every 10, and it's like Major League Baseball. If you can bat 300,
Right.
You go into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Exactly, and that's essentially this. So what I approach is, I don't want to leave with going, man, I should have done this or I should have done that. As far as, I got several different recipes that I play around with, and to history. I've cooked out here for 3 years, so I've been playing around with some chickens and maybe trying this recipe or that recipe, and I cooked 2 chickens yesterday, 2 chickens the day before, and sitting with myself going, man, last year I had a really good, I think I was like 20th chicken for a team,
Right.
which I was maybe 3 points out of the top 10. So I'm just going to go back to that guy. It
Yeah.
worked last year, and
Right.
I wasn't crazy about any of these practice cooks as far as flavor-wise, just trying some different things, but because it's easy to listen to. There's lots of people that like to echo comments. Oh, they like it sweet, or they don't like this, they don't like Wagyu, it's Houston Rodeo, you better go more backyard. But if you start listening to, man, you're chasing a ball that's moving,
Yeah.
and you're never going to catch it.
Gets in your head.
It is,
Right.
and
Never win.
well, last year a prime won, so maybe we should cook a prime or whatever, and then you go for the prime, and this year it's a Wagyu that won. So if you try to chase the ball, you're usually, I'd rather be the ball, you know what I mean?
Right,
So run what and that's kind of my approach, and run with the, I don't want to cook a prime out here and go, and I cook Wagyu every weekend,
Right.
and then end up that costing me the GC, and
Right.
my buddies that do score end up, man, I cooked a crazy marbled Wagyu and I hit first place, or walked or
Yeah.
whatever. So
Right.
Right.
I don't want any regrets. And this contest, you don't get to cook. It's you can't even buy your way in here. Either one of these corporate teams asks you to cook a meat, or you earn your way in on Champions Row, which is, it's a small funnel to win San Antonio with 300 teams, or Austin with a
Right.
couple hundred teams. It doesn't happen a lot. You
Not
can't
easy
count it.
feat.
It's not easy.
Right.
So dance with the one that brung you. Stick
That's
with
it.
what you're doing.
That's it.
Okay.
So yeah.
So out here, the 3 major meats, is that the categories: brisket, ribs, and chicken?
Yep, half chicken. We got to put a fully jointed chicken half in the box. No pieces this year. So last year you could do a half and pieces, and they want 9 ribs and 10 slices of brisket.
Okay.
So
Spare ribs.
spare ribs, you can do babies if you want.
Okay.
You can do babies or spares. I'm cooking spares.
Okay.
So that's what I cook week in and week out. So
Of that. So you mentioned you're not changing the recipe. Anything else as far as the preparation change when you're going to a huge competition like this, or for you just same thing, pulling the trailer in and doing your thing?
man, I try to treat it as normal as I can. The more normal I can make it, if I'm used to cooking, man, I would tell anybody, if you're used to cooking 18-pound briskets, man, don't show up to one of these big shows with a 24-pound brisket, because the cook's going to be different. Man, cook what you normally cook and try to remove. It's just a little bit bigger of a parking lot, and try to remove all. If you're cooking primes all year long, and that's what and that's what's worked for you, man, don't come up here with a Wagyu if you haven't been cooking them.
Thinking it's just going
That's
to elevate your
exactly what I
game
said.
even
Thinking it's
further.
going to take you for, and that's a big thing. You don't want to do, you don't want to. You can easily over-season yourself out of these games, and I've heard that from some of the old timers, that let the competition out-season you. So you don't want to put an extra layer of rub or extra this or extra that. Try to just stay within your wheelhouse and do what you normally do, you know, and try not to do anything extra because of how big the competition is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Speaking of recipes, I know you've been as we've been talking to you, you've been killing it for years, and you have the rib grind seasoning.
yes.
You have a new
Chicken brine.
chicken brine.
Yes.
That's on the market here, and I've looked myself, and I've seen it sold out.
Yeah.
People are going for it. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, it's been a long process working on that, but and I had it actually ready to release before San Antonio Rodeo, but I knew I couldn't. I knew that it would sell. You know, I was second in chicken points for CBA for Team of the Year. I knew as soon as I released it, people were going to buy it, if just to try it.
Yeah.
You know, all of us cooks are looking for a silver bullet.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's looking for, and they see a new product. Man, there's always a surge. You know. So I waited until after San Antonio Rodeo, and luckily enough, I hit first place chicken at San Antonio Rodeo. And my wife, she had, you know, I had two teams, Chicken Fried 1 and Chicken Fried 2, and she hit 8th place chicken. And
dang.
so to go there with two teams and out of 300 teams walk away with an 8th place chicken and a first place chicken, man, I couldn't ask for a better launch of my chicken brine.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
And my chickens were brined in it, you know, so it was, man, it was a big win, and, you know, obviously a big buckle. I think I got 5th overall this year at San Antonio, so we were close, and I just needed a good rib call. I think I was 15th in ribs, and my wife ended up getting 8th chicken and 7th brisket, so she actually got 2 banners out of the deal. Yeah,
That's
so,
fantastic.
yeah, it was. So we walked away there with three gold and black banners, so it was a good weekend. So
That is fantastic.
yeah.
So how long have you actually been doing the competition side of it?
I guess it's probably a little over 4 years now.
I was going to say, it seems like
Yeah.
you burst onto the scene to start
Yeah.
whooping everybody's ass pretty quick.
Well, I've been cooking my whole life, just not
yeah.
competition.
Right.
So,
Has your competition cooking, has it evolved a lot in those 4 years?
oh yeah, for sure. It's always. I mean,
Always changing.
it's always changing. You know, and the thing about competition is, the only real secrets are the ones you don't tell anybody.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell one person a secret, man, forget about it.
You're done.
He's told one person. He's told one person. Sooner or later, somebody comes back.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this, but don't tell anybody.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So the only secrets are the ones you tell nobody, and but it, like I said, word gets out, and before you know it, everybody's doing it. So I'd say it's like this: if it was say it was a jelly contest, and everybody was turning in strawberry jelly, right? And one guy started turning in grape, and it started scoring. Pretty soon, everybody starts turning in grape, and now everybody's on the same playing field
Everybody's
again.
on grape.
And then somebody turns in apricot jelly, and oh man, he won, but man, he's no longer doing grape; he's doing apricot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these subtle differences happen, and when people find out, like my rib grind, and this brine's going to happen the same way. Where, man, I've done really well because I'm the only one that's been using it the last year.
Mm-hmm.
But now once everybody gets it, you know what I mean?
Right.
It'll go through a life cycle, I'm sure, to where, man, people are using it, and 2 or 3, 4 years later, a new product will come out that'll be the next biggest thing, and everybody will jump on it. So you don't want to be too different, but you want to have a little differentiator between you and the competition. So even when other people win with my brine, I think in Smoking on the Rio, there were several people that walked, and I think one guy got, the week before that was another first place chicken, and they posted it. So most comp cooks like to keep a lot of secrets, but I'm also, man, I'm tickled whenever people do post the results and they
Yes,
tag
sir.
me. It's a win for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, that's publicity for the team. So, what was I going to ask you?
I'll get into today. So today is the open category.
Yes.
And the dessert.
Yep.
And tomorrow is when the I guess the major proteins go
Yeah.
down. And how's today looking for you?
So we are doing the Dutch oven, and my wife is doing cheesecake for the Dutch oven, and this will be her 4th competition to actually do dessert. So her first one, we kind of finished mid-pack. It was about a 90-team contest out in Alabama. And then her second one was the Royal. And she cooked a different cheesecake at the Royal, and she ended up getting a 180, a perfect score. And so then 2 weeks later, we go to the Jack, and she gets another 180 with the same cheesecake. It's a pecan pie cheesecake. It's, there's going to be a lot of pecan pie cheesecakes out here. But so she's 180'd the the Royal, and then we also 180 got a perfect score at the Jack. So, man, she's cooking the same cheesecake. The only difference is she's having to cook it in a Dutch oven versus a standard oven. And then we're doing steak for the Open. We're just going to give them a nice ribeye steak. So we'll see how she goes. Yeah.
So this place is an enormous party going on for basically the whole weekend. Does that end up being a distraction, or do you just avoid all that stuff?
Yeah, I avoided. I mean, last night, my wife wanted to go out and see some tents, so we did some of that. And Thursday night's fine enough, but man, I want to try to I want to try to minimize my any shortcomings that could keep me out of the competition. So I'll leave early tonight. I won't stay. I'll go get dinner somewhere and try to get a decent, nice rest and get back here early in the morning. I don't want to be out till 2 in the morning when I've got it, and like I said, sabotage my cook before I ever start.
Right.
We'll let those other teams do that.
There'll be plenty of sabotaging I can do during the cook. It's I just try to minimize the amount of sabotaging that happens before the cook. So.
Exactly. Just no last minute changes. As you were saying earlier. Oh man, this is great.
That's awesome.
So I try to look at it, like I said, just try to keep it as normal as I can, and not let any outside, hype actually put you off your game, get you nervous, and still try to cook pretty loose.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Before we let you go, I have a non-barbecue related question. I saw this online the other day, and I thought I'd whoop it out for some of our guests today. I saw a thing that said, it was some news article or something, that nearly 50% of all men believe that they could land an airplane safely in an emergency. Where do you stand on that?
No way.
No way?
No way.
All right, okay.
No way.
All right.
No way.
I feel like with enough beers in you, it's like, maybe it depends on the aircraft too, but no way. Okay, I got a no way from Bill Purvis.
It's you're up there. It's not we're gonna take off. And
no. You're in the air.
reins.
All of a sudden, there's a PA. Hey,
pilot passes
pilot's out. We need somebody to come up here and land this thing. Can you do it?
There's no way.
Yeah.
I've been in the cockpit. There is so many controls, so many dials. The instrumentation is like, man, it's crazy. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I'm definitely dying, and I just hope I don't. I hope I just don't do it softly to where I just mangle myself up and I slowly die. Like I'm just sitting there, just like.
Man, if we were on cruise control, I have a feeling the first thing I would touch, it'd all go to shit, and we would just start dive bombing for the ocean.
They're just flying out there for hours, just waiting until it runs out of gas.
I feel like
it's on autopilot right now, but we really need you to grab a hold of this and see that lever on the right. Yeah, there's 600 of them. Which one?
Right.
I feel like if it's a sophisticated enough one,
Exactly.
If you got the headphones and you're talking to somebody on the ground, maybe because there's some of those things that almost land themselves at this point. You just got to hit the right button. But you're right. They probably push the wrong button.
I'll tell you this: you may be onto something because. Some of the technologies out there in cars as far as adaptive cruise control that follows and they will parallel park themselves. Now, if there's a button that says land this bitch, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Hit the land this bitch button and maybe I could do it,
Right. Well, they already, the airliners now, they already have that just, you say autopilot.
Yeah.
All these pilots do is just take off and then land.
Right.
That's it. Everything else is just run by computer and science.
There's a little bit of
and all
changing
that
your
kind of
elevation
stuff.
and whatnot, but it's just a couple
It's
little.
turning a dial.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Amazing.
Anyways, that was my my non-barbecue related question I had for Mr. Bill Purvis over here.
Yeah. Hey, Bill. Hey, thank you for jumping on. Thank you for allowing us to share a little space with you to do this podcast. We wish you the best. We hope you go out there and kick some ass.
And I hope we're all back here again next year.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you, brother.
Cheers, brother.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Smoking meats isn't just cooking, it's an art form. The aroma, those deep flavors, the patience, it's a whole experience.
And behind every great artist, there's the right set of tools. If you're aiming to build your own barbecue pit or dreaming of a custom design tailored just for you, SmokerBuilder.com has your back.
Led by Frank Cox, their expertise is unmatched. Offering blueprints, kits, and insights, they turn every barbecue dream into a flavorful reality.
Imagine your backyard, the center of attention, and at the heart of it, a smoker that's uniquely yours.
It's more than just equipment. It's about crafting those unforgettable moments, and with the guidance of Frank and his team, you're setting the stage for magic.
So whether you're a seasoned pit master or taking your first steps into the smoky world,
head over to SmokerBuilder.com, fill up your carts, and be sure to use the promo code GRABTHEBRISKET in all caps to receive your 10% discount. Smoke on.
There it is. Yeah, just make sure you put your mouth on the mic hole. Oh, yeah? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There it is. There it is. There he is, Mr. Aaron Lesley, Texas Oil Dust in the house. How's it going? You just turned in the Chef's Choice, the
Yeah,
Open?
I turned in Chef's Choice, man. Dipped it, dripped it, took it in a box.
Boom. Was it surf and turf?
Was not surfing stuff.
Okay.
Was not surfing turf. I did a ribeye. I mean, I got a good ribeye, I think. I think it's pretty tasty, you know. So I did a bacon wrap quail. So I did a bacon wrap quail breast, dissected it down, seasoned it, pepper jack cheese, wrapped it all back up, put it in my rib sauce, and stuck that steak in a box. And then took the spinalis off the second steak, wrapped it around the front of the first steak, and just made a double spinalis steak right there. And then I got to looking, I was like, man, that's a lot in the box, right? It's just competition guys, you get kind of like you want to blow them out of the water. There's only 5 people eating that ribeye or that steak box or that turn-in box, right? So if there's only 5 people, it doesn't have to make the funnel. It's just 5 scores. So I thought to myself, do I take a chance of adding more to the box than I really need? And is my quail turn-in going to overpower my steak? At the same time, do I really want that sauce that's on that quail turn-in on my steak?
Right.
Because it's a solid steak. I mean, fish was good. You know, I mean, it's a good steak. I ain't telling you what I'm doing in Austin, so you can kiss my ass.
God dang it.
Are we doing beef ribs? Because I want to make sure we're on the same page here.
I'm not going to say anything.
John's already taking notes right now. He's like, okay, I gotta buy some quail.
It's
I
on,
gotta
it's
buy
on
some
record.
steak.
That's why we brought Raul
Fast
here.
forward, rewind. No, So I thought to myself, man, if I put that in the box and that sauce gets on my steak, it changes my steak.
That's true.
Sometimes less is more. So I just made a quick decision, stuck it in the box, and then just went on about and turned it in. So
Okay.
when we came back and tasted it, I was like, it's a good decision. Because I tasted both entries, and both entries are solid. But they're solid enough to be on their own. And if you put them together, it's not a complimentary. The bacon wrap quail, I don't think, complimented the steak like a side category, like a mac and cheese or lobster mac or mashed potatoes, something else that would have been there to eat and savory, you know.
Right. Something you would serve with like a beef rib or something.
Yeah. Or even surf and turf, like a lobster tail or shrimp. So I don't want to put so much in the box that it wows them, because that second entry, right, can offset the taste. They're like, it wasn't as good as that, but if they'd just let the steak in there, the steak was awesome, but the quail was like, so I don't want to do all that.
Yeah. Hey, well, we've talked to 4 or 5 different people today, and they all said surf and turf.
They all do surf. I did surf and turf last year. I think we was in the, I don't know how many entries there is, but I think somebody told us in the 40s.
Right.
You know, I'm like, okay, so is 2 things counteracting one, or is one entry, should have just been 1 entry? So this year I just said, you know what, I'm going to go old school and just do 1 entry. You either judge me on my steak or you don't. And if I only got 5 people doing it, then I have a better odds of, where's that coming
They're out here rocking out a little bit, I think, on the stage.
from? Yeah, basically.
That's popping in the ears. So this is not your first rodeo over here at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, World Championship barbecue competition,
Where he volunteers.
where I do volunteer. How do you approach this cook-off? Is it like any other cook-off?
Man, I'm running behind every time I turn around and do something. I'm behind. Like this morning, I was behind. Next thing you know, 2 hours later, boom, I got to have this marinated. I got to have it. I mean, I approach it the same way. If you think about something too much, you'll make more mistakes than you will if you just wing it and go. We kind of already set up. It's just tossing shit in a box and bringing it, right? You're just hoping you have everything. And if you don't, somebody might have it for you.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to plan too much, but I do strategize. I'm trying to get to where I talk to different people who have walked here before and kind of where their information might lie. I trust the guys that give me the info because I give them the same info, you know. So you trust a circle of people that will give you good feedback. And the guys who have walked in years past, I kind of gave them a little rundown. I asked them, "Hey man, did you do anything special? What do you think?" And they're like, "Man, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. I just stuck it there." And so I'm going back pre-COVID, just good old-fashioned, just good barbecue before we rejected everything, and just trying to make it to where it's just kind of. It's not overpowering because these judges are old.
Yeah.
They're an older age group, you know. So.
Well, I was going to ask you, can you do too much? Can you over season?
You can over season, over
marinate?
inject, and over marinate. You can do all that stuff over.
Okay.
You know, so I've talked to different people, and the results are almost the same, a little drier. Not as wet, not as moist, that kind of thing. So I'm just like, okay, well, we'll just roll with it and see what it is.
Yeah, I did hear that they're instructed not to drink over there. So the judges there They cannot drink alcohol.
Oh, so you don't want as high of a salt content then, right? Because the drinkers, they like a little salt.
Yep.
Correct, yeah.
If they're coming in and out, you
Right.
can't control that, right?
That is true.
But like the judges right now, they've been there all day, playing dominoes, playing cards, just hanging out because they don't want to go anywhere. They're inside of a tent, and they're going to wait for their turns. And that's a long time to be in there. At the same time, if they're not drinking, that's fine because you don't want them more plain, not as salty. And if they're older guys, they look at juice and a chicken, they're like, "What the hell is this? Just a raw?"
Right.
It turns them on. So sometimes you don't want it to be that way. So you work your recipes to be in the middle of the road, and hopefully it just kind of lays it back out. We'll see.
I love that.
Love it.
I'm just going in with a hope and prayer and hope we come out on the stage. That's about all we can really do. Just kind of wish.
So setup-wise, does anything change for you coming out to a big, huge competition like this, or someone else?
I got less space in my camp than I would. Right, you got more space for this table and mics than I do. I kid you not. That's because they're trying to cram a lot of ideas, a lot of cooking equipment to serve the public, to serve the people, and then you get the barbecue cook himself gets that little bitty spot in the corner, and so it's kind of. I'd love to have my trailer over here and be on Champions Row, and one day I'll get there. So my J3 fits at an angle. It goes over the curb. The hitch is on the curb itself, on the grass, and then I have a little wedge. Starts off at like 1 foot, and then it's like 3 foot in the front, and then I got a little 4-foot pie wedge. I got one of the little 4-foot tables, and that's even too much in that one little area.
So, who are you cooking for out here?
Smoking Strokers. I think this is their 27th year here at the rodeo, and if I got my numbers right, Spot B530 and Robert Michelle, Nikki Michelle. Those guys are invited me to come cook, so we're gonna see if we can't get another walk this year.
Yeah. Well, they picked a good one. I mean, it's hard to beat her and Lesley if you can get them on your cooking team. So,
give me that brown water. Might change, but no, that's last year was their first walk. So when we got that chicken call, tied for third in chicken, that was their first ever walk to the stage. So that was pretty cool. It was humbling for them. They were very excited, had little tears in their eyes. They were cool. All that hard work. So I hope that we can do the same thing again.
Hell yeah!
Just want to have fun. Your feet hurt. So the sun's hot. It's not hot. The sun's hot. Does that make
right?
That's different.
No, it feels pretty hot today after whatever. It's been cold recently. So last year you had whatever. Did they give you like at least a couple extra square feet for cooking this year after you give them a walk last year? Or they're like, nah, you get the same 9 square feet.
The deal is, the rodeo is to support your sponsors. Feed your sponsors guests, feed the guests that show up, have a good party, have a good time, offer the best experience you can. The barbecue cook, some guys make a little bit of room for their trailer, and some guys don't have that kind of room, So even though the space is limited, they changed the tent size up a little bit, kind of twisted it just to kind of make things fit. You're still in the corner. You still got that little bit of space. So it's the way that has a berm in the back, like a concrete curb with the trees. So it's like having the trees behind these trailers here on Champions Row. It's like having that behind our tent. So that's ground you can't use.
Right.
The guys next to it, they don't have that. So it's like I'm in between the two park curbs. It's 5 foot by 5 foot. My Jambo hangs over, so it is what it is, man. Yeah. You can work with anything as long as you get your mind away from being cluttered and don't be distracted.
Make it work.
So I'm not distracted. I like it. I go around. It's my little cubicle. Just stay out of my cubicle. There ain't no room for me and you to be walking around. That's why I just do my thing.
So you don't want me to come over and help you out later?
Come on, man. Come on with it.
I brought some gloves, so I'm here. I'm ready to go. Come
on with it. You can help me out a lot. Just stay right there. Just stay on the other side.
Hand me another beer, John. Yeah, I got you. It's fine.
No. It's I'm thrilled for the opportunity to be here.
That was awesome.
I don't care how much space you give me, as long as you can fit 8 pins, as long as I can fit something to cut it with, I'm good. I will make it work. And it's an honor to be here at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Barbecue Golf and trying to get a bow-legged trophy. That's the goal, right? Hit the stage, but get a trophy. Something to be able to show for it. So I'll take it. I'll work in whatever conditions you got.
Love it.
So Texas Oil Dust, they have a pretty good lineup of seasonings and injections. Can you tell us a little bit about what you guys offer and maybe a suggestion for somebody that's never even heard of Texas Oil Dust? What should they go for?
really, you start looking at what you like to cook. Are you a seafood guy? Are you a meat guy? Are you a pork and ribs kind of guy? Pork butts? I mean, are you a spam and cracker? I mean, you love spam. I mean, you can season anything with anything. Bologna logs, a whole 9 yards. So, we do have a range of seasonings that we have created over time out of necessity to get the flavor we're looking for and combine aftermarket products, because that's where we started off from. We all started buying somebody else's stuff, right?
Right.
And so when you mix, pour it in your hand, you taste it, like, okay, I got to have a little bit of this, and that. So you make your deal. So, the all-purpose rub is definitely our number one seller. The oil dust itself, and sweet garlic, pepper. I mean, it's just kind of got that whole all-purpose kind of. It's my steak seasoning, but it's just that kind of roll. And if you like sweet and salty, you're good. You can run the barnyard pimp on just anything you want to have sweet and salty. So I changed the bottles up so you don't have chicken or pork.
Right.
It's sweet and salty. Smoky, spicy, and sweet, or something like that. I mean, everything has a description on the front, so you don't get in the box limited to, what you're cooking, right? I mean,
That's smart.
barbecue guys don't do that. We layer. We taste some. Oh, that's gonna taste good, sweeter. Guys in the house that are cooking on the backyard, whether they're an offset or a Traeger or a Rectech or any kind of pellet grill or a Weber, whatever, they're just cooking at the house. They think when you read something, you read it. It's in the box. It says for chicken. That's only that's the only thing it's used
That's the only
for.
thing I'm going to use it on.
I can't use it on pork, and I can't use it on brisket, and I can't use it on seafood. Why not? So I changed the labeling about 2 years ago to describe what the rub was, instead of giving you it. Even though the name says Barnyard Bim,
Right.
you don't associate that with chicken as much as you do sweet and savory.
Yeah.
Or sweet and salty or whatever. So, I mean, the 4 horsemen that I got on the website, that's just the 4 main rubs we have. You got to have that wildcatter. Got to throw that in there a little bit. I mean, that sweet garlic, man.
Yeah.
I love it. It goes on everything I got, even my Bloody Marys. So, it's I think you got to get that whole box going.
Yeah.
But buy the whole champion pack if you want to give it a roll.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not to inject, man, inject it. Little reverb there, man. It's
What are they doing over there? Good Lord.
Making for a good podcast. Yeah.
Oh, shit. We could talk to somebody. Do they know that you're a volunteer at the Houston Livestock Show?
I'll tell you what.
I'm going to go shut
Let's
this
just go
down.
let's go make a call.
Yeah.
Make a call and get them shut down, right?
Aaron, hey, thank you for taking time out of your schedule. I know you're going to be busy doing your thing. Thank you so much for jumping
Got y'all
on
some
here.
wristbands too. Y'all come over to our camp.
Hell yeah.
Tent. Well, we have dinner tonight.
All right.
And if y'all are interested in trying out some of these rubs, which obviously you fucking should be, just scroll down because there's going to be a link. You can go right to his website and order whatever it is you want to get. Get the 4 horsemen. Is that what you called it?
4 horsemen is the oil dust, the barnyard pimp, the black gold, and the piggy bank. Those are the 4 horsemen. That was my original 4 rubs to start off with. And then the Grand Champion pack has those same 4. It also has 3 injections. I believe the barbecue sauce is in there. I have to remember on the top of my head. And then, of course, we have the zesty garlic and the wildcatter. And then if you really want some tenderness from the inside out, knock a few degrees off your tenderness game, if to where your brisket doesn't have to go the full distance, like 211, 212 in the under 700 atmosphere elevation. You want to knock a few degrees off of it, put some phosphates in there. I got the jack. That'll tenderize from inside out, knock a few degrees off your finishing temp. And then of course we got the triple X, just straight ass bomb ass, MSG. So get it. Got the brand new for the sauce. So I think Rooster Juice will be coming out, probably the next 3 months.
Okay.
Chicken brine. So it's legit.
I can attest that. So you see a lot of people out there that do competition and they push their rubs, and I'm not saying, I'm not dropping any names or anything, but you see them doing, and they're using other seasonings, they're using other stuff, and they're like, okay, go buy my rub, but they're using these other stuff to win their competitions. You don't do that. You use your products. What you get on that website, texasoildust.com, this is what you're utilizing to win these championships.
That's it.
Yeah. And like I say, we've tried his brisket at the American Royal. There's a video floating around of that. That's just the fucking bomb. So,
yeah, I mean, there's some aftermarket products in there that I can't turn around and I mean, I obviously can't bake, right? Go to H-E-B or go down to Walmart, buy it off the shelf.
Right.
Little things that you ingredients that we put into stuff, but as far as rums, injections, that kind of thing goes, I use all my stuff 100%. Every now and then, if I'm going somewhere and somebody gives me something, I taste it, I say, hey, I want to try it. So I might mix another person's, somebody else, I might mix a little bit of their rub in a profile, or just to see or a finishing dust or something, because you can never stop creating something different and ever creating new profiles, right? So it doesn't matter. I'm not 100% guaranteed telling you that I will always use my stuff no matter what.
Yep.
The flavor will always be there because there's other people out there creating different things. We all know that the rub business is very, very flooded, saturated, right?
Yeah.
So, but somebody every now and then, it's basically, I like this, I like this, I like that. And I put 3 bottles together. I made my own bottle. And they kind of put their own rub and their twist on it. You know, you kind of have that twist. But every now and then, somebody comes up with something, a genuine flavor that you're not used to tasting. And when that happens, you go, oh, let's incorporate that, because the overall flavor is what I'm looking for. And if it gets me something else, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, I'm willing to experiment at competitions just to make something new. So, and of course, if somebody gives me, I want to try it. I want to get them an honest feedback.
Love that.
Yeah, I love that. It's we talked to Bill Purvis earlier, and he gave the analogy, and like you were saying, it's like everything's changing. Everything grows and adapts and goes. Something will hit for a while, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, it's not hitting. But he gave the analogy, and everybody talks, everybody shares their secrets, trying to figure out like what they're doing. But he gave the analogy, okay, everybody's using like strawberry jelly. And then once you find out that that person's using that strawberry jelly, everybody's using strawberry jelly. And then that one person like, hey, I'm going to start using grape jelly. And then you're the one that's kind of, oh, this guy's starting to win it. And now everybody's like, shit, he's using grape jelly. Let me just start using grape jelly. Now everybody's using grape jelly.
Right.
It just keeps going around and around.
It moves.
Yeah, he said everybody's chasing the ball, but just be the ball.
So they're chasing the ball that we created a year ago or 2 years ago. And they're just now finding out what that ball is. They're rolling down the street, right? And as that winner keeps kicking that ball, that guy keeps moving that ball down the road, right down the field. Yep. All of a sudden, the other guys want a piece of that ball. They want to try that. They find out that you are doing this, and this. When then all it takes is 20 or 30 guys in one state. Instead, it takes 20 or 30 guys to use that, and you know in different areas it's winning or it's not, it's working or it's not.
Yep.
That's a trial run. A couple hundred people start doing it. Next thing you know, you've got 5 at every contest running the same profile flavor. So now what you can do on the other end of that one little trick or tweak that you made has to stand out. If they can't cook it like you can't cook it like them. But at the same time, at the end of the day, they may screw it up, you may not screw it up. So whether you're using peach jelly or grape jelly or apricot jelly or you're mixing them together or pineapple or something, I mean, it's like, pineapple.
Right.
Use some of that fig flavor. Is that hitting?
Right.
The fig flavor.
Is that a thing?
Is that hitting it?
Well, I mean, you can't tell no one when you cut the fig Newton apart and scrape the fig Newton jelly out of there. That's when you get really serious. So y'all keep that on your head. Don't tell nobody else.
Right. I inject my brisket with the fig Newton juice. So
try. I mean, you get a fig Newton, you wrap the whole wrapper. You look on the countertop. There's all these cookies. There's all the crust on the outside. The fig. We've already scraped the fig Newton jelly out and put it in our sauce.
There it is.
So we're like, hey, why you got all these fig Newton? Well, I'm just trying something new. Or you can just go down and buy some jam and be done with it. I mean, it's a flavor.
Not the same. You got to have the fig Newton jam. It's not the same.
Fig Newtons are fig Newtons, man. I mean,
the
those
secrets
are
that you learned
staples.
on this podcast. Yeah.
I mean, just telling you, dude.
These are the secrets. Yeah.
No, it's good, man, guys. I appreciate
All
it.
right, so I got a question. This is the non-barbecue question I've been asking folks today. So I read an article. I didn't read an article. I read the title of an article that said almost half of all men believe that they could safely land an airplane in an emergency. What do you think? Can you do it?
I'm gonna skid that son of a bitch right down the ground. I'm gonna use the analogy that was the Space Cowboys, Tommy Lee Jones, like flying a brick. As long as I think you keep the nose up, I think you're gonna land. You're gonna skid her down the runway, right? So we're just gonna pull her back, suck them reins back a little bit. We're gonna lift her up. We're gonna slide it in. I don't know what the outcome is gonna be. Because we may be upside down when we get done. I don't really know, but probably not. But I can tell you we're going to be on the ground. We will land this plane.
Okay, we will make it on the ground.
I just don't know what the outcome is going to be, but I can say this. As long as I can't see the ground, I should be in good shape, right? Yeah, well, okay. We're just going to land it.
We need at least one survivor. That's it. So,
I mean, as long as me, I'm good.
That's a success.
Whatever we got back there. No, really, I think that question is a very off-the-wall typical question.
For sure.
I don't know what kind of answers you really got, but I will do my best not to die. But I will say that the floating brick analogy comes to mind on Space Cowboys. So keep the nose up and then let her hit the ground.
It sounds like you at least have a plan. That's more than I can say. Some people are like, nope, we're going to die. And some people are like, no, I got this shit.
I can tell you right now, between you and Mark Lambert, I'm flying with both of you guys. One of you guys.
Right.
What did Mark say?
He said he's got this. He's like, no, this is fine. I got this.
He's probably got a pilot license.
He said he grew up flying.
Now, what kind of plane are we talking about here now? We
That's
doing
what
a
he asked, too.
747, or are we doing
We're talking like a Southwest 737.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Okay.
most of these things fly themselves, right?
I'm not mistaken, but didn't we watch a movie back in the 80s where like an autopilot pops up in the deal there's a blow-up doll or something? I mean,
Airplane?
I think he's got it, but I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I know. Keep the nose up. We're just going to hit the ground. We're going to ride her out.
Yep.
We're going to ride her until she quits bucking.
I love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, Aaron. Thanks
Aaron,
for making time out of your day.
Best of luck to you.
So y'all doing this all day?
Yeah,
I'm gonna do about 5.
Yeah. Till 1
And then
o'clock.
I got to go do my volunteering.
Yeah.
And these guys are going to probably,
Where are you volunteering at?
I'm over at the beverage stand in here just
Okay.
keeping beer cold.
Yeah. We did it last year, too.
Yeah. So I'll be out here.
Yeah, he's a volunteer at the Houston Livestock.
I will say,
Rodeo.
you guys should have come have some steak, because that bitch was banging.
Yeah? Do you have more over there, or is it just the
there
one?
might be. There might be. I don't know. I walked away, so when I walk away, I can't.
Oh, she gone.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what it is or what it ain't.
Aaron
There's going to be
left,
a cutting board that
But
was
I can
just
tell
like
you that
steak
I can
juice
tell
on
you
it.
that ribeye I took up from that box, it went from corner to corner, and that double, that extra spinalis was 3 inches thick. That spinalis on that steak was 3 inches boomerang, right? And I cut the fat off the back end and just laid it right inside there. Only 5 judges are eating it, and I hope they go for that front, because if they go for the middle, they still get the fat off of it. It's-
Look like the old 96er in there.
Oh man, it's good.
Yeah, I love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it, guys.
Hey, Aaron,
you guys
thank
are
you.
awesome.
Appreciate
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank y'all very
Best of
much.
luck.
Appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
Threw down some ribs last night. Used the Chicks That Smoke spicy rub. Mind blown.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like the Chicks That Smoke spicy barbecue all-purpose rub, dude, it is a game changer for sure.
Yeah, if you folks have not given it a shot, you need to.
Honestly, your barbecue will thank you.
Chicks That Smoke. It's at sucklebusters.com. Out here with the Bulldog Mountain Cooking Crew cook team. They're working on their open category.
Open categories were always, it's one of those deals where there's a lot of guys that win, but you don't really know what they're turning in. And they get up there and they feed out some bullshit.
Right.
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man, just at least give me a little
hint,
you know?
yeah.
I mean,
At least let me get in the game.
Right. We do steaks too. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is pretty cool. I like it.
It was our little setup, man. Nothing special back here, but we all get together and bust our ass and have a good time.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
Where's the pellet grill? Where's the grill that you plug in?
Yeah, it's in the back. It's in the back over there.
You got that
it's
hidden
got the
back
cover
there.
on it. It's got the cover on it.
They make him hide it.
Right.
Actually, we used it last night. We did a just practice chicken last night, and for some reason the temperature kept shooting up and the fan would shut off, so I got to get something wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, we used it a lot in our competitions. Just it's nice just to have it to where it's like an oven. You could just wrap the meat, you throw it in there. You don't even have to deal with it anymore.
Yeah, once you wrap it, it's just
That's what we're gonna.
anyways.
Yeah, we cooked that chicken last night on the pit, and we were just gonna stick it over there to once that skin got good and crisp and stuff, just to warm it up so it didn't get overdone. But for some reason it just kept it. We had it on 250 and it was reading almost 400 degrees.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's when you just
of course,
gotta
I rode around the back of my truck for a day to get, going to work and getting up here. And,
Couple wires loose.
Yeah.
Ain't cooking right.
Something's wrong with it.
Yeah, you just gotta Control-Alt-Delete,
Right.
unplug it, plug it back in,
Yeah.
wait 10 seconds, love it.
Yeah.
First time we took a track ride to one of the competitions in the back of Jan's truck, we took a turn and that thing fell over. Well, fuck. I think so. It works like a champ. I feel like the older the Traeger, the better it works.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Those new ones, man. So many freaking settings and Wi-Fi and all that shit.
Yeah. It's
I want
too
the
much.
Oklahoma Joe one.
Yeah, Oklahoma Joe works pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like we should ask him our non-barbecue question. Put that on the reel.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, I'll get a hold of the mic up there. Yeah. I'll do it. All right, so we've been asking a couple people this. This has nothing to do with barbecue. I read an article recently that said almost half of all men believe that they could successfully land an airplane in an emergency. How do you feel about this? Where do you stand on it?
I damn sure try my best. or find the parachute and jump out. I don't know.
Where's parachute? Screw you guys, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only one. Sorry.
I don't think there's any parachutes on the aircraft maybe I should start bringing one with me.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you're the only one who works on an airplane here.
Yeah. No
Tell
joke.
us.
Yeah. You tell us, is there?
Right.
There's not a parachute, that's for sure.
I feel like that might be a
One of them has one.
Yeah.
might be $1 billion idea, just a backpack
Yeah.
parachute.
It's
Right.
under your
You just-
seat
you
cushion
just
next to
take
the.
with you, just in case the plane goes down. You're like, okay, I'm good.
Can that count as your carry-on?
Right.
I feel like those aircraft aren't meant for that anyway. So by the time you were low enough that you could actually open a door or a window, I think you're already
Yeah.
fucked. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're already
yeah.
fucked.
I would just take a chance, right?
Just try it.
Right.
Yeah.
You had that one airline that the whole like kind of side just like opened
Yeah, the
up.
whole side of the door, whatever
And
came
I don't
open.
think I don't think somebody was sitting there or whatever, but if they would have been sucked out.
Right.
It's like I saw that and I'm like, well, I'm keeping my seatbelt on
Yeah.
from now on.
Yeah. I always liked the window seat, but not anymore.
Right.
Give me that aisle.
You're supposed to keep your seatbelt on.
The whole time?
Yes. Anytime you're not up and using the restroom or something, you should have your seatbelt on
Don't tell me how to live
for
my life.
safety. It's my job.
3 Bloody Marys and a couple of Crown and Cokes. You don't care
Yeah.
anymore.
I'm ready to go.
I feel like I can fly anyways.
Yeah.
All right.
I appreciate it, man.
Good
Yeah,
seeing you
thanks,
guys,
brother.
man.
Good seeing you,
Yeah,
man.
good luck.
Best luck to you guys. Dude.
Yeah,
We'll
kick
do
some
our
ass
best.
out here.
We'll do our best, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Y'all come back
Hopefully
by
y'all get a
later
walk.
on,
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll come back by later on. Probably 6ish. We're gonna start getting some food ready. So
All right.
we'll come back by and try some out. Give us y'all's opinion.
Sounds good. Hey, thanks for the
Appreciate
beer.
it, guys.
Good, brother. How's things going with you?
Fine, everything's good.
Nice.
Just kind of got our meat tagged and
Okay.
chilling now.
I love it.
Nothing going else. We don't do anything else until 5 in the morning. We light a pit.
Okay. I love it.
Nice. Y'all do the chef's choice?
We did. We kind of divide the categories up.
Somebody did.
Somebody's doing chef's choice, and somebody else is doing the dessert, and somebody's, we divide up the meats, but they're doing chef's choice and the dessert. So they handled it. Can't worry about it all, right?
Right. So what they got you doing?
Me and Joey Smith and Scott Geyer, we're doing the 3 meats, and Benji.
Okay.
So all of us are kind of taking care of between brisket, chicken, and ribs. We're helping. We're a team,
Got it.
so we're all helping kind of each other. We're kind of running our chicken recipe, and we're running 2 different brisket recipes to see which one we like better, and we're running Benji's recipe on the ribs.
Nice.
So,
I
So
think
but-
when you do 2 different, and then you got to figure out which one's the best.
yeah, I mean,
Like a
real easy.
competition within a competition.
Right.
And Benji said, he goes, I'm probably gonna get my butt kicked in brisket, man. I said, I hope you win. I hope your brisket's better than ours, because if it is, we're gonna walk.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So you're not a newbie to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo as far as cooking out here.
No, we cooked it since 2018.
Okay.
We won it in 2019 and reserved it in 2020.
Okay. How does this competition stack up with the other competitions that you've?
This is the best one, I'll be honest with
Okay.
you. This is the best one. I mean, I have everybody that comes to Memphis in May, and they're all fired up. They love Memphis in May. Man, this is so cool. All these cool parties and everything. I'm like, you ain't been in Houston yet.
Yeah, I've been in Houston.
It's a party for
You
sure.
ain't been in Houston, and you think people spend a lot of money
Mm-hmm.
on their parties in Memphis. You ain't been here.
Correct.
This
Right.
is stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's cool about this is the committee.
Mm-hmm.
They empower the committee to take care of the teams, and they take pride and ownership in it, and it shows. It's all well taken care of. It's a well-oiled machine, and they all enjoy what they're doing. They do it because it's fun, it's rewarding, and they empower them to do a good job, and they reward them. And so you got great committee taking care of teams, and everybody's happy.
Yeah.
And you don't get many contests that have such a good committee to put on a great contest.
Yeah.
And it shows.
Yeah. I'm not trying to toot my. He's like my horn or
Oh,
whatever.
I didn't see that.
I volunteer for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo barbecue competition.
Right. Yeah, we're supposed
It's
to
a
take a
drinking
drink
game.
every
You have
time
to
you
take a
mention
drink every time you mention it.
I mention it all the
But
time.
all
ran
that
out of beer
stuff,
seven
all that
times ago.
stuff trickles down.
It is.
And you see it here. And
Yeah.
unless you've been somewhere else and you see some of the shit show, and you appreciate it when it's done right.
Yes, sir.
Right. So, yeah, it's a great contest. And coming in, and we're experienced cooks, but when you come into a whole new deal, you don't know exactly how you're going to stack up. And the first year, we were like 7th place overall, and our chicken was down in the hundreds because our chicken cook didn't show up. Well, new chicken cook. Next year we won it because everything was in there.
Yeah.
And then went on Champions Row, and we got double final on Champions Row. I thought we were going to win it again. We got reserved, but one of the coolest guys, Kurt Harbor's won it that year. And he's one of the coolest guys ever. And so if there's anybody to beat us, it's happy he did. So we're good friends with him now, and you get to know a lot of people throughout the barbecue circuit. But this is so far removed from us up in the Memphis area. After it takes a few years to get to know everybody. If you don't know anybody here, you kind of feel like you're from another country.
Yeah.
Right.
So once you get to know people, it's still even hard to get in their tent, but at least you can do it.
Right.
Yeah, this setup here, this barn dominium style tent, this is the first time I've ever seen something like this before.
There's not another tent out here like it.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
That's what somebody said. Hey, how do we find you? I said, look for the tent that looks like the high-rise Hilton.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, okay. I said, just go to the stage and start walking, away from the stage, away from, put the arena on your left and start walking and look for the big black tent. It stands out, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But so many good, cool people here and good cooks, and you never know what team is who they've got in the back cooking for them.
Right.
That is true. That is
you go
true.
to a lot of cook-offs and you've got the main name out there, and you know who they are, and you can kind of know who to watch for. But here, they get somebody's name called, and you're like, who is that?
Right.
You're like, well, Robert Smith's cooking.
Robert
for us.
Smith's doing the brisket.
Oh,
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
Secret weapons.
Yeah, last year or a year before. Last year I had bird's eye view. I was sitting in the beverage stands right there. Robert Smith was set up, and first place brisket. He jumped up for joy, and I'm like,
His
why?
Texan team.
Yeah.
You're like,
Why aren't you
really?
up there? Like, what's going on here? But yeah, I was like, but yet you're right. People bring these snipers in, and they're like, you have no clue.
Yeah.
They called him out, and we're like, who is that?
I'm surprised you're not getting calls all the time, folks. Hey, you want to come cook for us?
Hey, man, you'd be surprised. Folks have got, they'd rather cook than win sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's their prerogative.
Yeah.
Right.
But these guys, we met these guys through a mutual friend, Brian Lips. He came here through Jim Holland, that always cooks the hogs. He met Jim, was hanging out with Jim. Well, I met the rest of this team through hanging out with Brian and Jim. And next thing you know, 5 years later, we're cooking with them. We
Nice
cooked
way
with
to do it.
one team for a little while and cycled out some new cooks into OBR, and we moved on somewhere else.
Hell yeah.
But it's a good group of people. We kind of know them. We fit in.
Yeah.
We all jive and work the same way. So
We stopped by here last year and talked to Kel a little bit, and everybody seems super cool. So is the party ever like a distraction for you as one of the cooks?
not for me.
No, you're good?
I'm old enough that I've done all that.
You're
I
good.
don't still do that.
Right.
Like we'll be gone by 10.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. So what
Yeah.
time you got to start tomorrow?
A lot of fire about 5.
Okay.
We probably won't put anything on until 6:30, somewhere in there.
Okay.
But brisket doesn't turn into what, like 2. We don't turn brisket for 2:30.
Okay.
So we probably start brisket somewhere 6:30, 7 o'clock. We'll get here in time to get all of our ducks in a row.
Okay. You doing brisket hot and fast, or relatively?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, but it's a big one. Like
Okay.
this brisket it's a Snake River Gold. It's 27 pounds.
Oh, shit.
Snail.
So
Trimmed a little
trimmed
bit.
down, and the goodie is still 2.5 inches thick.
Wow.
That's
So it's going to
amazing.
take a little longer.
That's gonna take you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we like to have about a couple hours of rest. Got to have some time to get it done. It's still we're going to put it on at 400, and then it's going to, after an hour, we'll have it down at 300, and we'll wrap it after another hour at the most.
Okay.
Y'all running drums or?
Yeah.
Grounds.
It's easy.
I feel like everybody's running drums.
There's not a lot of space back there. You got to have a lot of space around it. You got to have, of course, a big footprint for an offset, but then you got to have room around for the heat.
Right.
So they just didn't have that. So we like the drums. The drums do well.
You dial them in, so it's like
It's
running a
too
damn
easy.
pellet smoker, but you get a little bit.
The 400 degrees, is that to kind of plump it up a little bit, or just
I
to
can't imagine
get the
what this
crust
thing's
on the
gonna look like
outside?
at 400.
Ooh.
It's already this thick.
You can't close the box.
So it's gonna I'm afraid it's going to muffin top.
No.
In a good way.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it.
But yeah, that's just to pump it up and set the bark really good. And
Okay.
this was great. We use one of those little brisket caddies normally to make it puff up and get a little bigger, but we ain't got that problem this time. These
Very
little
nice.
bitty boxes they give you here, you worry about being able to close the lid.
Yeah.
I guess you've seen the boxes.
I saw the turn-in boxes for the open category,
Just the old
and I
styrofoam,
saw a
whatever.
team just stuffing their surf and turf in there, and I'm like, I don't even know how you got to put a boot on it to close that lid.
First year we were here, the guys behind us, we brought our little red boxes to cook on. And we got little 3.5 pound birds, and the guys behind us, I swear their birds had them 5 pounds. And they pulled them out, and I could see them rotating them in the pit. I said, look, the guys, I said, you see the size of that chicken? Holy crap. They had to part it out to get it in the box.
Oh, dang.
There's no way they could have put the whole chicken in the box. They parted it out and did it. Well, you know, years past, they would allow you to put a half chicken and part another one out as well. This year, they said, no, half chicken only.
Dang.
Very good.
But it makes it easier.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
So,
Makes sense.
kind of looking forward to that. Simplified it a little bit.
I love it.
And
Hey,
the ribs are way easy, you know, just 4 on 5.
is it
Yeah.
spares only here, or is it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's supposed to be.
Okay.
You turn it backwards.
Did you garnish and stuff out here or no?
Nope.
Nope. That's
Little
nice.
piece of foil in the bottom.
Okay.
Like they did a cool deal last year. They made them stand up a little bit. They put 4 on 4, but they took one bone and put it underneath and made them kind of showcased them. Made them look nice, you know.
Okay.
Just so once they tape that box up, it's done.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they get there and go, well, there's only 8 in here. No. That ain't their job. They got to judge it.
Mhm.
The rep here says it's good to go. They tape it up. It's done. So that was really cool. I like that idea.
Yeah. Everything gets tagged out here, correct? Is
Oh,
it
yeah.
ribs, chicken, and brisket?
Yeah, they show up. They're even weird if they want it in the package, the original package.
Really?
They want to see you take it out of the
So you
package
can't have it trimmed or nothing.
unless you buy it already trimmed in the package from the store.
Okay.
They want to see it in its original
That's
package.
the
from the
point.
store.
I mean, I don't get it, man. It seems crazy to me. Like, what
I
are
do
you,
too.
what are you gonna do?
If you see the piece of meat and it's raw, you put a tag in it. To me, that's enough.
Right.
Right.
It's not sitting in injection or a marinade. Then,
And honestly, who's
yeah.
to say you don't have a different brisket in a different cooler sitting somewhere that you're not going to switch it out with? Like, what
Well,
do you?
It's got a tag in it. Yeah, they're right there while you're doing it.
Yeah.
And so they're
Yeah.
going to see you put a knife in it. They're going to slide a number tag in it, write it down. It's done.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: when you tag your brisket, do you have a certain location where you like to put the tag?
Yeah, I mean you're going to want to turn in the center portion, the thickest center portion of it. So usually just up on the end and the point end, or down on the thin flat end that you're not going to use. You know.
Okay.
So just kind of on either extreme end of it, and try to keep the center. Because once they get there, you're just going to cut it off where you want it and start slicing it.
Yeah. They put any stipulations on you guys? Is once you start slicing, can't do.
Oh, they freak out once it comes off pit. They don't want to. Not supposed to do any sauce into it or anything. Bye guys. And we tell them, and look, our deal. I said it's going to come off the pit, and our process, we put it back on the pit and cook it some more after we slice it. And we do. And they freak out. We're like, hey, before we even get started, like this is what we do.
Yeah.
We're going to slice it. We're going to trim it. We're going to au jus it. We're going to dust it. We're going to put it back on the pit to finish. And then
Yeah.
we'll put it in a box. And they're like,
Snap.
You can't do it in the box.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, once it goes in the box, you can't do anything to it.
Okay. So they got to sit and watch you do all that stuff.
All of it.
Man.
Which I like. I don't have a problem with it at all.
Yeah.
It's just you kind of got to know what your stipulations are. As long as you know up front, work around anything.
Hell yeah. Mark, hey,
It's fun stuff.
Hey, we
Thank you for taking
appreciate
time.
you, brother.
Yeah,
Thanks for
man.
giving us
Shit.
a minute. That's awesome.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Y'all have fun.
Oh yeah, I do have a non-barbecue related question I've been asking some folks out here. So I just saw an article that said nearly half of all men believe that they could safely land an airplane in an emergency. What do you think? Can
What
you do
kind of
it?
airplane?
It didn't say. I'm gonna say like
It matters.
Southwest Airlines 737 800 series aircraft.
Yeah. Why not? As long as there's not a 40-mile-an-hour crosswind, I think I could. But I grew up
That's what
flying
I'm
planes.
talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Same team. Appreciate it. All right.
Now, 40-mile-an-hour crosswind.
Might get tricky.
I ain't saying it won't be unscathed, you know. But I think I can. As long as conditions are good, I think I can put it on the ground safe.
90% survival rate. We're good to go.
Yeah, we're good.
That's pretty good.
Love
That's
it.
pretty good.
I'm flying with Mark.
Appreciate it, brother.
Hey.
See you guys. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay, there he is.
You know, whether it's a casual backyard grilling session or high-pressure world barbecue competition, one thing's certain. The drink by your side needs to be ice cold.
Absolutely, and that's where Yeti coolers come in. Every time I'm grilling in my backyard, I trust Yeti to keep things cold.
And in the midst of barbecue competitions, with all that heat and intensity, Yeti's a game changer, ensuring those drinks stay chilled.
So whether you're perfecting the burger flip or aiming for barbecue gold, Yeti's got your back. Here's to cooler moments, no matter where you grill.
Cheers.
Do a little introduction. Hey, James Moore, grabbing the brisket.
John Mercer.
Nice to meet you. Getting sauce cookers. Tell us a little bit about you guys here.
Well, this is year number 6 for us.
Okay.
We party a whole lot and cook a little bit.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You guys have been successful out here.
Oh, we have been successful.
Yeah.
We've,
23, 22,
21.
20. No, 21, there's no cook-off. 2020, remember that's when COVID broke out.
Yeah.
2020, 4th place brisket. 2022, grand champion chicken.
Yep.
Yeah, we're grand champions.
And then last year.
And last year, 10th place ribs.
Yep.
Pretty good when you table almost every year, right?
I love it. Yeah. Yeah. What's the secret? Like
Drinking.
getting sauce?
Drinking.
Yeah.
Everything that goes on the pit is splash.
I love it. Yeah.
Keeping that liver soaked up.
Yes.
IV Society. So anybody watching that needs an IV, come over here. It'll make you feel
Is
like
that what's in the IV?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Alex will take a shot of that. Alex, you want a shot of Fireball?
Hey, give me a couple of cups.
Fireball cup.
We always talk about the successes of that people have. We also talk about the fails. Any notable like fuck ups, fails, or something in general. Cooking, not cooking, setting up. I mean, this right here takes a crew of people to get this going.
Yeah. Just the setup alone, you know, there ain't no one person gonna do it. That's you know, without true team.
Yeah.
You ain't shit. So, 2-3 years ago, tent company something messed up. And we're standing out here Wednesday. You know, we go live Thursday. Wednesday we're standing here. I've got trailers set up everywhere. The equipment set up everywhere, and no tent. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about a rough Thursday.
That's horrible.
It's
Might be somebody else here.
it's every year. It's a new experience and a new learning.
Yeah, I'll try a little bit of it. I've never had Fireball before. But
Really?
Never.
Me neither.
I don't even know what it tastes
They
like.
put it straight to the IV for me.
Y'all guys get the open all prepared, turned in. Is it turned in time or? Okay.
With a steak and
We did surf and turf.
Surf and turf. There it is.
stuffed shrimp.
Yeah.
It is the getting sauce.
The hidden sauce. Hey,
Part of we do it. It's
Dude.
part of the marinade.
cheers, guys.
Good for that liver.
Thanks, sir.
Well, shoot, we wish you guys the best of luck.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Thanks for taking time out of your schedule to
Y'all more than welcome to
shoot a
come
little
back
shit
later
with
tonight.
us. Yeah. Thank you, man. Like,
Absolutely.
I love this guy right here. Dishes. I can't have them anymore because of my restrictions.
You won't tolerate them.
I will not tolerate those. So, yeah. How was it?
You saw that?
Hey, grab him by the brisket.
Yes. Good. How you doing? We're just out here just meeting and greeting and doing all that.
Just having a good time.
Yes, sir.
Hanging out, chilling.
Yeah.
Good deal. I'm Matt Walt.
James Moore.
Nice to meet you, James.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you. John Lather. Nice to meet you, John.
Yeah. What are we doing out here today?
Well, I am getting the pit boss refill at the moment. You know, priority.
Love it.
But yeah, we've got the open turn in going right now.
Okay.
We just did. I think the Dutch oven went in just a few minutes ago.
Okay.
We're going to do baby backs and pork butts tonight, and then we're going to do some steaks tomorrow.
Do I love it? Yeah. What was the open for you guys? Is that secret?
Got a prime ribeye and a real nice lobster tail.
I love it. Yeah. So somebody's trying to come in again. That's the second surf and turf that we've got. It seems like that's the go-to.
Right? I went and checked last year's results for the Open, and I feel like 7 out of the top 10 were variations of surf and turf.
Okay.
So if you're going to be in it to win it, that's what you got to do.
Okay. The turf. Are you doing a compound butter, or how are we doing?
Yeah. Compound butter with garlic, some cilantro, and New Aces County, giving a little South Texas flair.
I love it. Yeah. That's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Are you guys are here-ish or no?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we're recording and whatnot.
Yeah.
We're set up over there in Champions Room.
But you guys
we are
locals
local.
to Houston.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm out of Cypress, and the guy's pulling this together. He's in the Woodlands, but he married into the family that's been running New Aces County since the early 80s, and so kind of a new generation taking on a little more. Never can do anything right,
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun.
I love it. There's this is yours.
Oh, that's how we got to get into cookout here. We got to marry into somebody.
For sure.
Yeah.
I worked my tail off at another tent for a lot of years, but then this opportunity came up to where I could actually get to turn in. Because I like to do competitions, outside of this, and got the invitation, so all over.
Yeah. Well, we got. We're always obviously talking barbecue weekly, so give us a shout. I'd love to fucking just shoot the shit.
It's cool to see you guys walking around and like, hey, I recognize you guys from Instagram.
I got stopped going down the aisle. I had the koozie, and he's like, I got one of those. Pulls it out.
Nice.
I was like, okay, there it is. Appreciate it.
Oh, now your head's getting bigger.
It's big. It's too big.
Hey, I'm Matt.
Alex.
Nice to meet you, Alex.
Nice to meet you.
So just going around, seeing if someone might have something interesting to say.
Exactly. Yeah. We set up at Championship Row, did a couple of interviews there, and now we're walking around, just see if we can fall into some trouble.
Yeah.
Put the mic in people's face.
Right.
Say something funny.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Right. What are we paying you for?
Oh, good stuff.
Also, hey,
good stuff.
Very nice meeting you.
Well, thanks for stopping to chat.
Yeah.
It's great to meet you guys.
Yeah, give us a shout.
Yeah. Y'all take care.
Yes,
See
sir.
Ya.
Hey, I'm Lauren.
And I'm John.
And we host the Beard Al Podcast, the podcast where we talk about two of the greatest things in the world, beer and Weird Al.
And a lot of other things. We're funny.
Yeah, that's basically what I told him to say. Good job with your script.
Listen.
Yay! But no, seriously, we try and pair a beer with a Weird Al song and talk about both things and go where the conversation takes us. It's fun, I promise. You'll like it.
Yeah, I mean, if you like talking about random things as well as, fine craft beers and some wonderful craft music.
Go for it.
All right, we're in the Wild Game Cookers tent.
Wild Game crew.
Yep. Doug Scheiding, our boy. You guys have seen him on the show
A couple of times.
Yep, he's a regular almost at this point. So, what are y'all doing now? I think y'all just turned in some cheesesteak.
Yeah, we just turned in the dessert category. Last year, my wife tied for third, but got fourth, so she didn't get to go up on stage.
Ah, dang it.
So and then she got eighth in the San Antonio Rodeo. So she did another cheesecake. She was going to do what she's known for, her bourbon glazed bread pudding, but given it's hot this year, remember 2 years ago it was 31 degrees and misty and cold as hell. Right. She thought, but so she didn't turn that one in. So.
Okay.
And then earlier today we did the Chef's Open, and so I did kind of similar to what I had done in San Antonio where I got second. I kind of meat candy, pork belly, kind of stuff. So,
Love it. That's the first thing we've heard today that wasn't a steak. Wasn't a steak. Almost all of it's been surf and turf, and then we heard one guy just say just steak.
Oh, really? Yeah. No, I think steak is just a little too simple for this. It's the suicide, 4 rounds sort of thing. Here, it's the 1 round and you're done. So San Antonio, you have to turn in 40 bites. Here, it's more like almost like an entree.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of the difference between San Antonio and Houston in the Chef's Open.
So what stacks up against the other? So you got maybe like a jambalaya going up against a nice steak.
Yeah, or
yeah,
surf and turf. I mean, one time I turned in lobster, and I actually afterwards one of our friends happened to be on the table, semifinal table in San Antonio, and she goes, "Yeah, there's this one lobster mac and cheese and stuff, and I hate lobster." I'm like, "Oh man, you killed me! Yeah, you killed me."
That's the thing, man. I guess if you don't like seafood or something, you're just
yeah.
Why are you a judge? What are you doing here?
Well, if you have an aversion to anything, but if I judge dessert, I'm not a pumpkin pie guy, so I would have an aversion to pumpkin pie, but it's a personal. That's why barbecue, you need to be down the middle of the road.
Yeah.
You can't be too one way or the other. So that's me personally.
The bird's eye view of your wife putting together that cheesecake. I'm going to tell you right now, it's nerve-wracking. It looked beautiful.
It's amazing.
I didn't get to try it.
Yeah. You can try the other one.
But it's nerve-wracking seeing you guys go through that process when you have the not the judge, but you have the person from the committee.
Here.
Make sure everything's
on
good,
top of you.
And now you have a set amount of time to get everything perfect into the box.
That's the little
make the run.
You're exactly right. That's the added pressure here in Houston, is because I kind of like it to a certain degree because they tag your meat. So like they tagged our meats for tomorrow, or, brisket, with the metal clip. They tagged your Dutch oven, so you have to cook it in that Dutch oven no matter what you're making, and then they have to see that you cooked it in that, and then that's when you start the presentation. So
I know that it puts everybody on an even playing field.
Yeah.
There's no look. I'll be honest. There is trickery involved.
That's what I was gonna say. How do you know that you didn't just swap it out before they got here?
Correct. Yeah. There's a lot of rules.
I know of
a
recent contest where the entry wasn't cooked on site, let's just say. Yeah. All entries should be cooked on site.
Yeah, there's a lot of rules that stipulate, okay, everything is to be cooked on site. You can't pre-marinate or you can't pre-do stuff before we come around and check your food.
Yeah.
And they come around and check your food, and they just pull out like
it's good.
A pack of chicken that they just picked up from HEB, like, oh, here you go. And their chickens, we were sitting in the brine just going to
if you want to cheat, you're gonna cheat. So, this just makes it a little harder. But on some things, and their boxes here are so small. I mean, that's not. I mean, it's like 6 inches on the bottom, maybe, and then goes to 8 inches. So, that's why. Even that big, it was still too large. So,
we saw one of the teams out here. They're doing their turn in, and it was a surf and turf, and they were trying to jam pack. Like it was just trying to push.
Oh, no kidding! Trying to get the lid to close.
The lid wouldn't close. Like John joked there, he's like, you got to put a boot on or something, like get that thing to close.
Make it fit.
Well, in like Lone Star, obviously that is the rule, as you guys know, right? The box has got to close. You can't get too big of a bird. So in here, with that small box, it's hard to get a 5-pound bird in there. You need to get a 3-pound bird, almost like a Cornish hen. Is what you need. But
How does this cook-off stack up with all the other cook-offs that you've been a part of and competed in?
This, my wife calls it rodeo gras. I mean, the American Royal, is a tough one from the standpoint of the 11 turn-ins. If you do the invitational, and I've never met a turn-in I won't.
Right.
I haven't done Pan de Campo yet, but it's just because I haven't done the bread, the cowboy bread. But but that American Royal, you've got the invitational, and then you've got all those side categories in the open, and then plus the main 3. It's 11 turn-ins. It's a long weekend. It's almost like a back-to-back. Essentially it is, but it's just a lot. So, and their party night is like our maybe Thursday night. They claim to be. That's why Fong goes up there of Team Extreme and wins the party award right at the American Royal. So Houston Rodeo Gras. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, we got occupancy of 999.
They don't know what partying is up there.
Yeah, exactly. So Memphis in May is a pretty big party, and they have the 2 double-decker so that a lot of them have upstairs.
Oh,
yeah. So the structure is an upstairs. So they have like a cooking, area and stuff, and then the dance party and lookout and upstairs. And that's a lot of teams. They only cook one category. So that's not so bad. It's
right.
It's more about the party and stuff. The Jack is just special. So I've been lucky enough to cook that 3 times, and there's only 100 teams, international teams. It's real quiet. They take care of you like you're royalty, and it's just special. Yeah, it's just special.
The Jack's on our list.
Yeah, the Jack is really cool. It's in a little small town. You've probably heard that Lynchburg is a dry county, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. A cop asked me what I had when you march through the town square of a town of 400, and then you go up on the hill to their convention center area, and where they have service food and a band and stuff like that. And I might have had a little more than Coke in my drink, and he asked me, what do you have in the drink? I said Coke. He goes, what else? And I just went like this, poured it out, and so they give you a bottle of Jack, because you have to use 1 drop of sauce of bourbon, Jack Daniel's bourbon in the sauce. So that's how they get around the liquor thing, and they allow you to drink kind of on inside the area, the confines and stuff. You just can't take it out.
Dude,
but
that's new knowledge to me.
I'm not sure we want to go there anymore. I don't even know.
If you're in the area, you can drink, but
need like 50 bottles.
You gotta make sure you kind of set it up with the teams that you're gonna go see, and say, hey, we'll be by, and
Right.
So okay. So, but that's good. But Houston is just it's all the people, and you can't use your cell phone, and it's just crazy. So and it's one of the top 4, and it's really prestigious. So
it's a thing you have to see. And visit, and then, like you said, it's like there's probably like 200 giant parties, just like you're probably going to see tonight, and then couple that with 200,000 people roll through the gates.
It's incredible. And all the helicopters going around and stuff. We're lucky. We actually have an air-conditioned tent, so as it gets
nice
hot,
in there,
and
right?
it's also heated too. So like the 2 years ago, when it was 31 degrees, but San Antonio Rodeo is one of my favorites too, just because it's kind of a cooker's cook. It's low key, and it's a lot of the good cooks. Although you can't get in anymore, right now, this is so corporate. So this is so corporate. So that's different about Houston. You've got to be kind of a hired gun,
or wing your way in, and that's really tough.
Yeah, so a lot of the Go Texan stuff, a lot of teams get in through the Go Texan, which is fantastic. But otherwise, you've got to, this team has been here 30 years or something like that. So it's just different. Yeah, you can't go. You need to know somebody to get in.
All right, I have one more question. This one's really important. I've been asking everybody this all day. It has zero to do with barbecue, but I feel like
I haven't been on the stripper pole. If that's the question.
Okay, then I'll skip to the next one. And I feel like this next one is right up Doug's alley as being a rocket scientist, whatever.
You stumped me last time.
Yes.
Oh, the moon landing. I don't know.
Right.
I didn't. I haven't been
Is
watching
the Earth
anything.
Flat?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll go. I think not on that, but all right, sorry.
Okay, here's the question. And I saw this on some kind of some article or something, and I did not read the article. I just read the title of the article, but I've been asking everybody anyway. Almost half of all men believe that they can safely land an aircraft in an emergency. Where do you stand on that? Could you do it, or is it a bunch of bullshit?
No, I think you could. Yeah, I think I think someone could with some direction from somebody else. It's not like you're just going to pop in the pilot seat and take over and land the craft. I think if someone was there talking you through it, I mean, you've heard about it several times that people have done that. So yeah, I think you could. Yeah, I think you could.
You're on the same page as Mr. Mark Lambert and Aaron Lesley. A couple people said no, but
you just put on the autopilot. Almost all of them land with the autopilot, right? So they're not doing it manually anyway. Right. It's like, okay, we're 20 miles out.
kick it in.
Tell me which button to push.
Right.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
it just guides it right in.
They don't let you know that it's that easy because then everybody wins.
Right. Price of tickets goes way down.
Hey, they still get mucho respect, but well, a lot of them are former Air Force people too.
Yeah.
You know, they get their hours in their military aircraft, and then they go over there and make a lot more money and draw retirement on both sides. So
we always make the joke when it's a hard landing as a flight attendant. If it's a real hard landing, it must have been a Navy guy.
A Navy guy. Exactly.
You just landed on those aircraft carriers.
Well, my dad was a pilot for 23 years. That's one of the reasons I was aerospace.
Okay.
You know, he was a pilot. You know, that's why, as I told you before, I like the planes. I don't care about the missiles and moon launches and things like that. I would never do that. They're crazy. Astronauts are crazy.
All right. Well, hey, Doug, we appreciate you, and obviously this won't be the last time. We're going to do it again.
All right.
Thanks, Doug.
Appreciate it. Thanks, James.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, Alec.
Appreciate it.
As we close out, big thanks to SmokerBuilder.com and the MBBQA for their unwavering support.
Absolutely, and cheers to Barbecue News Magazine, Sucklebusters, and Dow Strong Knives for their contributions.
And you know Yeti always has our back, and Coolie Nation ensures our drinks stay perfectly cold.
Lastly, props to Cambro Manufacturing and, of course, the Spicy Nut, the Chicks of Smoke Seasoning. Thanks to all for powering this show.
Until next time, keep smoking.